All right, we're live.
We officially built the Rack podcast room. It is unbelievable. We are here with the legend himself, Shane, and I am so grateful. Thank you for having me here today. I know you are very excited also to be sitting here, and I met you in August.
Yeah.
I met Shane in August, and he was basically the all-in solar guy in Boca. He has solar tatted on his arm, which completely just made me smile. I had solar tatted on my car. I had my whole car wrapped. So, we both understand the same lingo. So I no longer really wanted to be in the solar industry, and then Rack and I came across each other, and we are now officially together as a family. We want to promote this brand and our company to everyone throughout the state of Florida or in the United States of America. This podcast today is, I wanted to speak about just habits and hate. I wanted to talk about why people resent. And the reason I want to talk about that is because I'm noticing a trend. People that we bring into our family here at Rack or Solar 101 who's partnered with Rack, they come in, they don't really know anything, okay? Then they start to learn and start to speak. Then they get paid a little bit. They stay grounded. They work their butts off. They're in the field. Then they start making the big money. Then there comes a phase where they start questioning how much the top guys are making, but they forget that they came in and they didn't know anything. So I guess let's start with a question for you. What do you think causes that?
I'll give you an example. I'm 36 now, and when I was younger, working for somebody that was older than me, I came into his business. I learned everything I knew from him. I was in a nutrition store. Shout out to NutriShop Boca. My mentor Evan owned the store. He taught me everything I know about everything. And after a few years, I started, because of the insight I had in the business, I started counting his money.
You saw the pricing.
I saw how everything
You saw
was
the
working.
menu.
I saw how much I was working and how much I perceived him to be working, and I started questioning, like, who's doing, why am I doing all the work and he's still making money? And I had some resentment myself. And I worked through that over time because I realized that, like you said, I realized that I didn't know anything before. It reminds me of a story where, somebody says, I paid you X amount of dollars and you did the job in 30 minutes. Well, yeah, I did the job in 30 minutes because it took me 15 years to learn how to do the job in 15 minutes right way.
I like that.
People will look at what they see right now and in the present, and they will forget quickly about what it took for you to get to that point. So, like I said, this is my own experience. I learned that I was completely wrong, that my mentor, Evan, had given me all the tools I needed to learn and to grow and to become the person that I was, and that without him, that I wouldn't have had any of that. And so...
do you still speak to Evan?
Yeah, I stop by and see him all the time.
So you guys are on good terms?
Absolutely.
Correct. So what Shane is saying in a two-sentence basic come together is, hey, Evan, I've been with you for a while. I want more. Give me some of yours. But what I've learned is, as the guy, as Evan, and I've been in Evan's seat, okay, and I've been in the other seat, okay, Evan could have said, I'm not speaking Evan, I'm just saying generalization, the owner or whoever it is, the guy that showed you how to make the money or showed you how to come up in the business, they see, we're friends, they're great leaders, and they love, and how do we create more business against how do I eat your food? One of my best friends wanted my food. He wanted to go on he wanted to eat my food I taught him how to eat food, but then he wanted my food once he ate his food. And there was so much food out there, but he wanted my food. He didn't ask me, hey, how do we go make more food? And I learned this from Brad Leah and Grant Cardone. When Grant went and off topic with solar, Grant Cardone went on this Lightspeed that you've told me about, and he wanted a higher percentage, and Brad said, no, you're not, you're reneging on the deal, and no. So they went their separate ways, and Brad Leah said, you know what I should have done? I should have let him eat my food. He said I lost millions, but not just, because he would have still been with me, and I would have had crumbs on something instead of having I basically had nothing. I lost the whole relationship. Today they're civil, obviously, like just how Shane and Evan are good. I spoke to my mentors who screwed me before. I don't believe in cutting someone off permanently. I believe in stopping. You don't have to speak to people for a couple of years or speak to them for years. And if they come back around, great. But, I've been in those situations. So right now we have a lot of, we did how many deals yesterday with Rack?
I think like 6 total.
6 total deals. If we can get that number up to 10, we're looking at 50, 60, 70 deals a week, a couple hundred a month. So Shane is a powerhouse. He's running the phones. He's running phone to house sits, right? And then you have door knocking, and then you have marketing online, call center. He's building up the call center. I'm more on the door-to-door side. But Shane is the door-to-door guy. How many doors have you knocked on? Thousands, hundreds?
Probably 10,000.
10,000 doors. So Shane's been to, very jealous, he's been to numerous solar events, numerous conventions all throughout Arizona. Where else? Where else have you been?
A lot of them in Utah, but there's an organization that I'm a part of. It's Door-to-Door Experts, and they have events all over the country. And early on, when I first started, I knew that I didn't know what I didn't know. And so I found people that did know and people that were the top of the industry. And I plugged in, and ever since then, I keep investing in myself. I pay a lot of money to be a part of these events and a part of these groups. And it's a really smart investment because it's always, everything I've ever done to develop myself as a person has always paid dividends. I'm a firm believer in personal development. And
can I talk about you real quick?
Yeah.
So Shane works out. Okay, Shane's a dad. He has discipline. He's very good with technology. He's really good with people. He has a great focus, and he is receptive, and he knows how to process information really quick. And that's came from experience through your life and business and being with Rhiannon, who's top of the line. So I have some of those traits too. I sometimes, just off topic, this is funny just to be funny. I have the beard today and you have the baby face. I love the baby face and then I like the beard, but the beard is so hard to maintain you got to go to the barbershop 5-6 days a week. The reason I bring that up is I'm not on point today. I'm not. And you're on point because you look clean, and looking clean is a huge part in this industry, especially going into these people's homes, speaking and building relationships in the office. We're getting judged at all times, right?
Right.
100%. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a little off topic, but yeah, do you have any?
Yeah, well, let's go back to at the beginning. You said that we want to talk about habits.
Habits, yeah. So so that's where I was going. So like you go to the gym, you focus your health, whether you can leave the house or do it in home. You do some sort of workout in the morning, right?
Yeah.
That's a habit you need to have. What else? What other habits do you have that you suggest for someone that comes into our industry? Because if you want to make a lot of money in the solar industry, you got to have habits. What's some habits?
Some things that have been really helpful for me is staying on a schedule and scheduling my time and planning ahead and not just flying by the seat of my pants.
What do you use to schedule your appointments throughout the day? What do you use? What system?
I use Google Calendar. Okay. Anytime I'm meeting with somebody, I'll create a calendar invite. I'll send it to them. So
you never get lazy, and you never get lazy to you get off the phone. Okay, great. Yeah, let's schedule the meeting tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Do you ever find yourself procrastinating, going in the app and actually sending the guy the email confirmation?
No, it's automatic because it's something I've had to teach myself over time. I never was too much of a planner or a scheduler, but that's we say, a lot of people have said that you marry people that are kind of the opposite of you, that you know make a yin and yang. And Rhiannon, my wife, is a very methodical, very thought out, very planned, and she has a structure and a plan for everything that she does, and that's something that's rubbed off on me, and it's helped me to scale my life.
You and your wife have your schedule fully booked out today.
Yeah, no white space. That's the motto, is no white space. If there's white space on your calendar, you're not doing everything you can to be moving the needle in the direction you want it to
And
move.
I'm guilty. I need to start filling up my calendar more. I mean, I know what I have to get done today, but sometimes it's just not in the calendar, and it's unfortunate. And maybe that's why I'm not where I need to be. So I definitely need to structure my life and be more organized. But I do get things done. Shane, do you set mini goals during the day, like things that you need to get done, or like what happens if something pops up? How do you fit that into your?
Yeah, so I will block out portions of my schedule to accommodate things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I will block off different portions of time to be able to fit in those last minute things that need to happen day to day.
Okay.
One other thing, just speaking on habits, that I read in a book, and I've read a lot of books. I listened to a lot of audiobooks, and I can't remember exactly which book this came from, but I will associate, and actually this is in Michael O'Donnell's book.
Mm-hmm.
Michael O'Donnell's one of the best in the solar industry, and he wrote a book called No Matter What.
Mm-hmm.
And it teaches a lot about mindset and how to create habits that will lead to your success and help you to reach your goals. And one of the big takeaways I got from the book was, many of them in that book, by the way. If you haven't read it and you're in solar, you're missing out. But one of the things that I took away from that is make the bar really low. If I told you need to do 1,000 push-ups a day, it would be such a daunting task that you wouldn't even get started on it. So you'd probably do 0 push-ups in the day.
So what do you suggest?
If I suggested that, hey, every day, no matter what, you do at least 1 push-up, a lot of times you'll get down on the floor, and instead of doing 1, you might bust out 10. And there's some days where you'll feel really good, and you'll keep going. You'll do 100, you'll do 500, whatever it may be for you. Whereas if you keep the bar low, and some days you're not feeling it, it might be right before you're going to bed, and you're like, oh shit, I got to do my push-up. You get down on the floor, you do your 1 push-up, and then you're done. So it's just about creating little habits that will lead you in the right direction. And then another one is habit stacking, where let's say my goal is to do 100 push-ups a day, or whatever it may be, take my vitamins, right? And this is one that I think he used in the book, Michael O'Donnell. He says, if I know I need to take my vitamins, but I'm really bad about taking them, I know every morning without fail, the first thing I do is I go to the coffee machine. I'm going to make my cup of coffee. I'm going to drink coffee every day. That's something that's a habit already. I don't have to think about it. It's kind of automatic. So I'm going to stack my push-up habit with my vitamin habit with my coffee, so that in the morning when I'm doing my coffee, I remember, okay, when I'm doing my coffee, I have to do my vitamins.
Can I tell you a habit that I just started yesterday?
Yeah, what's that?
I'm on day 2. I text Tiago and Will, good morning,
Mm-hmm.
let's make deals today. Because when I feel like when I don't do that, like I need to, especially as a leader in a business, you need to talk to, I don't really speak to my right hands as much as I should, because we all know that we're all working. We don't really need to babysit each other. We're just focusing on building out the grid. So I've been trying to reach out more to the right and left hand, like, hey guys, good morning, we need deals today, let's get this done, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm the first one to send that message out in the morning, and I'm going to try to make that a routine. Let's see what happens in 30 days. If I text them 30 straight days in the morning, it's 6, and I like beating them in the morning. I like waking up before everyone in the morning. It just changes my day. It's currently, 9:30 in the morning. I already did my workout. I feel great. I don't like going throughout the whole business day and then trying to go to the gym at nighttime. It's great to relax, and some people, I'm more of a morning person. I enjoy it, especially in Florida. We live in the best state in the country. It's 70 degrees today, and it's a great place to sell solar, off topic. But yeah, so I could just take this and ride it to another wave. We're the top solar company in the state of Florida. We're growing. Currently, we've been together for 6 months. We are installing at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs a day. Everyone's got a positive attitude. Everyone gets paid. We're fully transparent. You know exactly how much money you're making, when you're making it, how you're making it, when you're going to get paid. Everything is direct to your bank account. There's a lot of room for growth. You can come in and be a lead gen, and then all of a sudden you could be running 7, 8, 9, 10 representatives, helping them learn how to sell solar, because when you learn something, it's best to give back. just like you do. You give so much to people, and you give way more than you get back. Would you say? I notice it.
In when I'm giving to people, it's not always just for them. It helps me a lot. And something that I learned was, see one, do one, then teach one, right? So, yeah, I learn myself by seeing it, and then I do it myself, and then when I teach it, it's solidifying my knowledge in it. It's helping me get better at it. Teaching somebody else how to sell solar has made me 10 times better, just because when you're teaching somebody, you're going to not skip any steps. You're going to make sure that you pull out all the information that you can
You're
to
practicing
help those people.
Your pitch.
And it's really good practice for you, because if you get into the habit of just doing, sometimes you'll develop some bad habits, or you'll miss out on some steps or some key points of what you need to be doing. And if you're just doing that all the time, eventually you get watered down in a sense. So I think that teaching and giving back is not, it's kind of it's great because it's helping them, but it's also helping me. So it's not just to give. Something that I've been living by, it's, my mission statement is becoming the best version of myself so that I can help others do the same, right? So if I'm always going to be working on myself, like I said, personal development is really important to me. I'm traveling just about every month this year to, in some form or another, go to a personal development or
You're crushing
leadership.
me right now. He's traveling every month. Like, and me and Nicolette are sitting back, and I mean, we have 2 babies. I'm going to New York this week, but and I will get some time to just focus and digest my thoughts. But no, you really are. Shane's traveling. He's not looking back. He's moving, and it's the truth. You're going. You're out.
Yeah, it's been a development over the years, but it's like I said, putting that time, even though it's time away from the office, away from the team, that is something that, when I first started, I thought, man, how could I ever take this much time away? But when managed the right way, and when you have the right leaders in place, it can give you that opportunity. And then constantly developing myself is going to help me to develop others. So I think that you should always have a student mindset and continuously be learning. That's one of our core values, is continuous learning. So, I even watch some of the content that I learned on day one. I'm still watching it. Here I am 3 years later. I still watch the same stuff because, I can never stop learning. I have to continuously sharpen my axe. And, 2 guys go into the woods and start chopping down a tree. They each have their own tree. Hours into the job, the one guy says, "Hang on, I'll be right back." They were racing to see who could chop the tree down the fastest. Well, one guy didn't want to leave because he was like, "I got to get this. I got to beat this guy." Well, the guy leaves for a few hours and comes back, and then a couple swings later, the tree falls. He's like, "What the heck?" Well, the guy just went and sharpened his axe, right? This guy's out there beating the tree all day, dulling his axe out, and then the guy that took the break away from the tree to go and sharpen his axe a little bit came back and knocked it out with a few swings. So I think of that as a nice analogy of why it's good to spend time on yourself. And, back to the habits a little bit, I start my morning with my own time, right? I pray, I believe in God. I pray, I meditate, and then I work on myself. I watch some of these videos and the training videos that we have. And, that's my time early in the morning. And I love being up early because, like you said, here we are, and there's some people just rolling out of bed for their day.
It makes me so sick that people are going to watch this podcast, and you know who you are, and you went to bed at 2:30 in the morning, and like nothing. Like if I go to bed at 2:30, which I have, and I got to be up, like I'm up, but what are you doing?
Yeah, I love to feel like I've gotten a full day in before most people have even got out of bed. I love beating the sun up in the day. It's for me, that early morning time is the best time for myself because it's quiet.
We're going to the gym this month in March. We're going. Me and Shane are going to record ourselves in the gym with the rec gear, 100%.
And I mean, I love spending that first part, and this is part of my scheduling. Is I spend the beginning part of the day with myself. I spend the next part of the day with my team, and then with individuals, and then I'm next part of it's as a group with the team. So. And then I work my day after that, and I think that's a great way to help get aligned. I get myself in the right head state and the place that I need to be first before I start to go out and help others.
Sleep is great, but it's we sleep when we're dead.
Yeah, I mean, there's some nights that we'll stay working till 11 or 12, and that cuts your sleep time a little short. And I think that sleep's really important.
Is there? Can I send emails out at any time?
I'm from the belief that like if I send you an email at like 12:30, it's just showing you that I'm working all the time, right? My wife on the other hand likes to use the schedule send feature. If it's after business hours, she'll set it to just send and drop the next morning. I think there's benefits to both sides of that. I mean, some people don't want their phone dinging or emails in the middle of the night, but for the most part, our phones are pretty smart nowadays, and you can set them on do not disturb and things like that while you're sleeping.
Yes, correct. We use Slack for our company CRM system, so we could speak to not CRM, communication platform. And I know people, especially on our team, have it on do not disturb. How do we prevent that?
I think that there's just setting.
You work in the company. Wouldn't you want to get every update so you could see the juice and get pumped up to go make money? If you have to block that out of your life, are you really involved? Do you really care about other people's success, or are you hating on it? Like, why don't you want to see the updates? Like, what happens if you have a deal that needs to get updated, or like you need to see those updates? Someone just asked me 20 minutes ago, "Am I in Port St. Lucie?" And what I wanted to say to them was, "Did you read the Slack?" And I didn't actually say that, but I should have said that, because he probably has it on Do Not Disturb, which is kind of like I sent a message out 3 hours ago where I'm going to be in 2 hours. Like, did you see the message?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think it's different from company to company. Some people have in different positions too. Certain positions in certain companies, there's times they can clock out, they leave all their work at the office, and then they go back the next day and pick it back up with what we do. And, for sales reps, especially because, a lot of these times we're working around homeowners' schedules. So there's times where we're in houses at 8 o'clock, we're there till 9, 10 o'clock sometimes. So, there's a lot of updates that will happen after business hours. So depending on the position and the person and what their job is, I think that there's certain positions that can, close their laptop, kind of go enjoy their life away from work and then come back the next day. But there's a lot of people, that need to be tuned in, as independent contractors, which a lot of solar sales reps are. They really can make their own hours, but at the same time, there's no tolerance for people that want to be,
Tolerance. How do we tolerate no hate in the office? Because that's what I want. Like before, how do we tolerate no hate? You see it in their face.
Yeah.
Like, is there a problem? Like, do you not support? Like the guy's deal. Give him a comment. Say something nice.
So there's another one of these sayings. I can't remember who I got this one from, but
because we don't have time to go through a 10-phase hiring process to see that the guy's a normal person. We put him in the room if we think they could speak. Sorry to cut you off. They come in, and then they might hate in 3 days. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just making corrections early and quickly, whenever you have a behavior in the office, anything that you tolerate, you might as well promote. And that's what I was getting at, is that I don't remember where I got that from or who I got it from, but, credit to whoever got that. I've downloaded that into me, and I firmly believe that. If you will tolerate a behavior of any sort, and that even, that could be a sales rep hating on the rest of the team, or even just negative speak on, in groups with the rest of the team, if you tolerate that, you might as well promote it. So there has to be very firm boundaries in what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. And anything like that, if, hate in the office or negative speak or, things like that in the office will create a cancer, and it will just eat away at the organization. You'll have to remove, if it's like
pockets.
Yeah, you get a little spot on your hand, you might be able to get it taken care of real quick. If you let it sit there and fester,
I might have stain in my pocket, stain shout. Like,
you might have to remove the whole arm if you don't get it taken care of in time.
Yeah.
So I think
that's how Bob Marley died.
Yeah.
He had foot fungus.
Yeah, I think he had like a
hole or something.
A type of skin cancer that wouldn't allow his foot to heal, and then it became something that ended up to his demise.
How was the movie? Good?
Excellent movie.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen it.
Excellent life. Somebody that, when given recognition and fame, he gave it all to God, and said that I'm not special. He gave all the glory to God, and I think that was really cool. That even as he blew up and was, traveling around, his mission and his purpose was to spread the love.
Were you and Rhiannon singing in the movie a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Good.
It was an excellent movie. I recommend people watch it because it
Packed,
shows.
sold out.
Yeah, it was pretty packed. We won our opening night. Yeah.
Nice. I want to see that movie.
Yeah.
You were sharing something before about I cut you off.
Which one? What did I say?
I was talking about right before the hate. So you said tolerance, and then.
Yeah, so like back to whatever you tolerate, you might as well promote. So there just has to be no tolerance for behaviors that will ultimately damage the rest of the team or the culture, and it's ultimately sales reps can go work for a million companies. The thing that we have is really good atmosphere and really good culture inside the office where everyone is promoting each other and happy to see the next guy win. And also something, the name Rack, the brand itself, has been around for 30 years. It started with John Rack as an electrical contractor, and it's grown and grown. And then when he brought his son Jesse into the picture, it really scaled, and they added more divisions, and we're now 5 divisions and a massive company that does a lot of business all over the state of Florida. And it's really great to be
Every
able
time
to,
I drive down the turnpike from the Port St. Lucie house, 2 miles from the house, so we have a solar house up in Port St. Lucie, I see the Rack logo, right? There's numerous ones up in PSL.
Yeah, so I heard somebody say that, I saw your commercials on TV. I'm like, that's awesome, So it's really cool that we have a reputation that you can happily tell a homeowner, like when you're telling them about your company, please Google us, let's look us up together, And I know that there's a lot of solar companies out there that will hide the fact of who they actually are. I've been in houses where they said, Sonova was here yesterday. I'm like, Sonova was here? What do you mean? They're like, yeah. So they tell them they are from the company of the product that they're representing.
There's a big myth right now that guys that knock on doors to sell you a product are scamming, okay? Our company is not scamming. If we wear our logo on our shirt and you see us, you could literally just Google us and see that we are a credible company. Every single person that comes in has to sign a code of ethics. Mm-hmm. So, we do live by the brand. And Moneybagg Yo has a song. He's a famous artist. It says, protect the brand. And I really believe firmly in protecting this brand. Mm-hmm. I have Rack all in my closet. I have Rack on my car. I got the vinyl that you guys gave me. It matches. I might be getting rid of the car soon. It's too dark, but I love the car. And I might go electric. I don't know yet. All right, yeah. So I mean, we have a really successful team here. We have so much experience with you, Rhiannon. We have all different ages, all different colors, all different groups. Many solar companies that are promoting right now online are trying to recruit you for their divisions, which is great. There are good people out there. I'm not saying there isn't. But I've looked and I've seen and I know the game of solar. Not much has changed, but we both know that the room we're sitting in with this logo, there is no other solar company like it, especially in the state of Florida. So, they have real estate companies. What's the name? Berkshire Hathaway, which was Buffett's company, that had thousands and thousands of agents. Okay, we're going to do that here, hopefully. And if you're looking, and I keep recruiting. So if you're looking to come in and join the best top team with this type of leadership, with this type of branding, with these types of reviews, with the capability of helping homeowners save money and making a great income, please reach out to us. Swipe up or check us out on his social. What's your Instagram, Shane?
Mine is Solar.Shane.
Solar.Shane. My Instagram is Max Files Media. I do have other ones, but right now Max Files Media is my main page. Are you on LinkedIn?
I am. I'm not as active though.
Okay, I am on LinkedIn, Maximilian Hirsch. And I really appreciate you having me today.
I want to go back to one thing you're talking about. We've got all different colors and people from all different walks of life. And my wife's the managing partner of Rack, so it's a woman-ran business. And
5 stars.
I firmly believe, and I just heard somebody. I think
the homeowner I signed up yesterday was your wife's birthday. Like, I wasn't supposed to be there. It was 126. I was looking at the number the whole time.
Yeah. So, that we have a woman running the show, and I think that's an amazing thing that is not common in construction.
At all.
And I was just thinking, like,
Go ahead.
we've got you have a few people on your team that are women that were not in solar before. They've come into solar recently. Shout out to Bianca. She was working at Chick-fil-A before.
Bianca,
she came in and she just completely.
Every time I go to Chick-fil-A, I try to recruit people now, but they think I'm nuts. I don't go to Chick-fil-A as much because the bread kills me, but nothing against Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A, but the kids are 16 now. They're not Bianca's age.
Yeah.
They're 16 when you pull up to the drive-thru.
Yeah, I mean, it's but just to say, women are crushing it in this industry, and I think that it's a superpower to have strong women in your team. We have one at the forefront of our company that's amazing.
My first solar room had 50 women in there.
That's amazing.
It was. They came in every day with the whiteboard. They practiced their pitch, just like in real estate. There's so many women in real estate. There needs to be more women in the solar sales department, correct?
I firmly believe it.
We need more women, please. Come on.
Yep. So we have, we've set up an environment that is welcoming to women. It's
safe.
It's not a, there's a lot of heavily, I guess, let me think of how to say this. There's a lot of sales teams out there that are primarily men that have a lot of like locker room talk, things like that, and it's something that we don't tolerate.
No, not at all. No.
We we keep it respectful and like I said, I want to think that we're all equal, but I really think that women have an edge. Mm-hmm. They really do. They
they're softer. They're less threatening.
But they're smarter. I really think that they're smarter. I think that women, the way that they think and the way that they operate when applied to solar sales.
I think I struck gold on, what's today? I think I struck gold Monday night. Monday night, just want to share this story. And there's a straight line. I didn't go up to her and say, hey, my name is Max. Do you want to come sell solar for us? I didn't do that. I said some complete random icebreaker. I don't know what I said, but I was all the way off in Mars. And then I quickly came back up, and I didn't exchange contact information right there. I said, I don't really exchange contact information, but I'll see you on the other side of the gym. Maybe we'll exchange contact. I was in the middle of a workout. I was sweaty. She was whatever it was. I quickly let her know that I have kids and that this is not, and she realized it's just business, okay? And then I got to the finish line. We exchanged contacts, and then we spoke for 20 minutes, like an hour later on the phone. And she mentioned that she's very, she is in a successful opportunity. She's going to go back to school, but she does have downtime right now. And I'm like, if I was able to show you this, would this make sense? And I guess she was just interested to see if I was BS. So she took the phone call, and I said, hey, Tuesday morning, which was yesterday, we're having a breakfast in Port St. Lucie. I would love for you to come up and have breakfast with us. And she came to breakfast. And then I was like, where do I go? In my mind, I'm like, what do I do now? Because breakfast is over. I'm like, we're going to all go back to the solar house. So me and a couple reps and Ella, her name, she came to the solar office house, and I showed her the solar system. I showed her that I had the panels, and I showed her these logos that we have. We have beautiful rack flyers. So she took some of these home with her. And then I said, before you go home, why don't we go around the neighborhood and just watch me for like 20 minutes or whatever it was. She needed to leave soon to come back down south. So I knocked with 3 representatives behind me, and she was one of them. And all I told her to do was smile. Just smile, wave, and just say, hi, how you doing? And I would whisper, like, low-key, like, get more aggressive, like, go up there and do something, like, say hi, go get more affirmative, like, go, go try to get their phone. I couldn't even get the phone number from this one guy, and she was able to get the phone number, okay? 10 minutes later, I want to quickly talk about this deal, and here we go. So, knock the door, the woman comes out. She doesn't even live in this house. We signed up a woman. We signed up this lady yesterday who was babysitting some other woman in the neighborhood. She lived on the other neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And she's like, solar, I just assumed the sale. I didn't ask if she wanted to do it. I'm like, Ella, we're going to move forward right now. Go get your bill. She went to go get her bill. She brought the bill out. She got declined. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to show this new woman I just met at the gym of how possible this opportunity is, and I got a decline. So I asked the homeowner, I was like, is there anyone that lives with you in that house that might have some credit? And she said, my boyfriend, but her boyfriend was in Miami. I'm like, we have to get him on the phone. She gets the boyfriend on the phone. I had to get the full social, which was really rare. I had to get the full. And Sonova sent out a document to the email to verify the social and the information. Comes back in, approved. We get the deal. We take a beautiful picture. And I just showed this new recruit I just met less than 12, 14 hours ago, a solar deal. And I looked at her, I go, you just made a couple $1,000s. And she's like, what do you mean I just made a couple? I go, you just made a few $1,000s helping that woman save money on her electric bill. And this is really funny. We go back to the Port St. Lucie, the solar house. She gets in her car, she leaves. I was a little drained from that 5-6 hour experience, from breakfast to training, the reps, and how to be on my sharpest leadership. She leaves, and I'm like, is she in or is she out? I kept asking, I'm like, did I get her? And then I spoke to her last night before bed, and we spoke for 20 minutes. I'm like, Ella, please come to the office tomorrow, the solar headquarters. Hopefully you meet her. I would love for you to meet her. And I really believe, she's like, I want to change your branding, not the branding, but she wants to change the scripts, the pitch. She wants to do all this stuff already. So what Shane is saying about women, like, we definitely don't need, but we would like to have more talented women out there that are waitresses, or they're in school, or whatever they're doing. Like, please, like, you have a serious opportunity right now. We're going through a revolution right now where people are going solar. It's massive, right?
Warren Buffett said it's going to be the largest transfer of wealth ever.
Woo! It's the largest transfer of wealth ever. You heard it here first. I mean, yeah, you want to end us off? I could talk for hours. I don't.
Yeah, I think we've got other things to do today, so we got to get back to work. But
thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
We broke the room in. This is our first podcast. You'll see us in here many more times. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
GoPro, stop recording.